Carolyn Dube here. What's the play for today? Well, today I'm playing in my art journal because of the Millennium Falcon. Yes, indeed, this little guy has totally been on my mind big time after seeing the new Star Wars movie. Now, I was a huge fan of the original one when it came out, and this one, well, I wasn't disappointed. It was just a fun way to spend an evening. Well, that fun I want to capture in my art journal. But there's a problem. I want to write Star Wars and that iconic Star Wars kind of lettering, except I don't like my own handwriting. I don't really own the right kinds of things to do this kind of lettering. And so what am I going to do? I'm just going to figure out how to use the stuff that I have to get close to it. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, things don't go perfectly. Oh, I know, you're totally shocked. Well, this is play. And play doesn't mean perfect. Play means fun. And that's definitely what I did. So come and see how I used some things that I had in my studio to take the place of the proper or fine tools that one might have if trying to do actual fine lettering, something like a calligraphy nib or that kind of thing, which I just don't have anything like that around here. And I found a way around it. When I don't have exactly what I need, I try and figure out how to get the same look with what I have. Now, I had the India ink, so I wanted that really dark ink look for the drawing, for writing the word Star Wars, but I didn't have a flat nibbed pen for it. Or I could have used like a flat marker or a calligraphy pen, but I didn't have any of those. So I'm creating my own kind of calligraphy nib here, something flat out of just some old leftover cardboard, actually the cover to a pad of paper I've been using. And what I'm going to do is just dip it in the ink and use it like a quill. Now, I've never done this before, and I'm going to do a little practicing to see if this idea even works at all. And there's a little bit of splatter with the technique I'm using, so I may have to adjust a little bit. And I'm going to give it another try. Now, I'm not a big fan of my handwriting. I'm not a calligrapher. I'm not a fancy script writer. So for me to practice this twice, well, that felt like lots of practice. So of course, that's more than enough to head right in and do this. Yeah, can we see the oops coming with this? Well, anyway, so I take my piece of cardboard, it's dipped in the ink, and I try and make that iconic S of Star Wars. And guess what? It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be close enough for me. I got it curving around, and I'm feeling really confident about this. I think I can pull off the look that I'm after. Nothing like a little piece of cardboard and some India ink. As I'm doing this, I am recognizing there are some imperfections, like my A was taller than my T. Not a problem, I just lengthened the T. And as I go around and make the curve in the R, the curves are the toughie. Man, the straight lines are pretty easy, but the curve, that's tough. Of course, you know what? This is just an art journal. I am just playing in here for this week's Let's Play Link Party, so nothing has to be perfect. So I can go ahead and just take that pressure right off of myself and just have some fun. Now, it turns out with cardboard or paper, when you get it wet and then use it as a pen, it actually softens up and doesn't work quite as well. And right off camera came the big oops. My hand slipped as I was trying to do the S. I'm starting with the end of the word wars so that I know where things are going to be placed. And you know what? We're just going to call that an oops. It is an outstanding opportunity presenting somewhere. Perhaps maybe it's kind of like a little extra Yoda training for me about patience or that kind of thing. Now, I am using a lot of India ink here so that I get those nice solid lines with it. And you can see by the glare on the ink that there's a lot of ink there. It's really juicy and it's really wet. If I don't want anything to smear, I should let that dry completely. Notice the word should. It doesn't mean I'm going to because, well, I haven't completed my training and I don't have the patience of a Jedi yet, so I'm going to move right on without waiting for it to dry. Now, there's a lot of white space involved here, and that's just kind of freaking me out with the whole thing. So I'm going to color in with some yellow acrylic paint right in the middle. And remember, that black is still very wet and juicy. I just hit it with a little bit of water to spread that heavy body paint around because, well, you know what? Thick paint doesn't spread as easily as thinner paint. And lo and behold, there it came. I hit the black. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to do it some more, and it is what it is. It's not like I'm going to spend any time erasing it because it is just another oops. Now, I'm using this stencil called Sunburst to help me capture my favorite part of a Star Wars movie. And that is when the Millennium Falcon goes into hyperspeed, hyperspace, whatever you call it, and the stars just go zipping past the cockpit window. Absolutely love it. That was one of the high points for me in watching the new Star Wars movie because, well, I've connected so many memories to that. anyway, my favorite moment in the movie. And yeah, see, everything's still really wet. You'd think I'd think about drying it off, but no, I'm just gonna go with it the way it is. As I'm doing this, I'm masking part of it off. That way it gives me more of that feeling of that sort of half arch of those windows that they're looking out of when they punch it and head into to get away, you know. Anyway, I'm going a little sci-fi nerd here. And by the way, while I'm stenciling this, I do want to say that I'm calling this Star Wars, not Star Wars A New Hope. I am a purist. To me, that is Star Wars. It never had A New Hope attached to it, so yeah, in my mind, I just have to call it Star Wars. Now, I'm happy to say Star Wars The Force Awakens, because that's how it was when it came out. Okay, I'm on a soapbox with this. I need to let it go. All right, so back here to the art. That's got a little too squarish of a look, and I want to extend it a little bit farther. So what I'm simply doing is putting the stencil, kind of monkeying around with it, lining it up, sliding it over, that kind of thing, to see if I can extend the lines and give them a little bit softer edge to it. Because you know what? Everything's a little chaotic on the Millennium Falcon pretty much all of the time. So if everything isn't going to line up perfectly, it's totally going to go along with the vibe of Star Wars, because they certainly did seem to improvise an awful lot of the time. Now this is all about the play. And for me, sometimes when I'm playing, I get caught up in the feelings and the fun. It doesn't mean what I'm making is necessarily fine art, but I'm having a blast doing it. And whenever I add glitter to it, it always adds even more fun for me. So I've got a little bottle of glitter glue, and I am now creating some sparkle for the stars zipping out, flying away. And as I'm doing this, it's really funny how my left brain is trying to muscle in on the fun. And it's kind of going, well, you know, is this really how the stars would look? Wouldn't the stars be coming towards you and not away from you? As if this is some kind of realistic representation of what you actually see in the movie. No, not really, left brain. Let it go. I'm just having fun, and it's a little sparkle to represent the stars. Crazy what goes through my mind sometimes. Star Wars brings back so many good memories for me, and it was absolutely a blast to go see the new movie. And I'm going to capture some of those feelings in some scribble journaling here in the last step on this art journal page. Head on over to the blog and join the link party. See what other people are sharing and share what you're creating, because it's all about play, sharing with others what you're doing. And by the way, do you have to have a blog? Absolutely not. You can upload a photo directly, or you can share from Instagram or Flickr. All sorts of options for you so you can share the fun and join in the play. Thanks for being a part of this colorful journey.